Welcome to The Explainer. If you're in the wedding venue business, you probably know the feeling, that constant nagging sense that your team's time is just being eaten alive by admin work. Well, today we're going to break down exactly how you can start reclaiming those precious hours.
All right, let's start with a question I bet every single venue manager has wrestled with. For every wedding you host, where does all that time actually go? I mean, it can feel like it just vanishes into thin air, right? Well, the answer is it gets pulled into what you could call an admin black hole. You know what I'm talking about. It's that vortex of managing guest lists, coordinating with suppliers, constantly updating seating charts, and just endless manual follow-ups. Each one of those little tasks just chips away at your team's day, eating up hours that they should be spending on creating those amazing, unforgettable experiences for your clients. So, what's the deal? Why does this keep happening? Look, it's definitely not because your team isn't working hard enough. The real root of the problem, it lies in all these hidden inefficiencies from using outdated, totally fragmented systems.
And this slide, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? The cause and effect. On one side, you've got the chaos of all these different tools, endless email chains, a constant flood of WhatsApp messages, multiple spreadsheets that probably contradict each other. And the painful results of all that chaos? Well, it's exactly what you'd expect. Duplicated work, really costly mistakes, and yep, a totally burned out team.
Okay, but here is the good news. This is absolutely a solvable problem, I promise. There's a clear, pretty straightforward way to pull your team right out of that admin quicksand and build a system that just works better. And here it is, a 5-step framework designed for efficiency. It's built on 5 really core ideas. You're going to centralize your data, automate tasks, standardize your workflows, use visual tools, and assign clear roles. Now, this isn't about some radical, disruptive overhaul that's going to turn everything upside down. Not at all. It's about making smart, targeted changes that have a really massive impact. Okay, step 1, centralize your data. We're talking about creating what's called a single source of truth. Just imagine one shared platform where all guest, supplier, and timeline info lives. So, when a couple changes a dietary requirement at the last minute, that update is live and visible to the entire team instantly. No more digging through 100 old emails to find the latest version. It's just there.
All right, next up, step 2, automation. This is all about letting technology handle those tedious, repetitive tasks. You know the ones. Things like automatic RSVP confirmations or sending out payment reminders. This frees up your coordinators from doing all that manual follow-up so they can actually focus on the high-touch human side of the event. And let's be honest, that's where they add the most value, right? Moving on to step 3, standardization. Look, by creating consistent templates and checklists for basically everything, from supplier check-ins to guest communication, you build a process that's reliable and repeatable. This is huge because it ensures nothing gets missed, and it dramatically reduces the mental load on your team. They don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. Okay, step 4 is all about embracing visual management tools. The whole goal here is just to make information super easy to digest at a glance. Think about it. Instead of having to read through a long, confusing email thread, your team can just understand the status of any event with a quick look at a dashboard or a floor plan. So much better. And here's a perfect example of what that looks like in practice. With a simple dashboard just like this one, you can know in seconds who's responsible for what, which tasks are done, and what's still left to do. Seriously, this level of clarity, it is a total game changer for team coordination. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, assigning clear roles. This is how you transform that chaos and confusion, where tasks get duplicated or just completely dropped, into real, actual clarity. When each staff member truly owns their specific tasks, you create this beautiful, seamless system with no overlap and no gaps. Okay, so you've done all 5 steps. What happens now? What's the payoff? Let's get into the benefits of this newfound efficiency, because trust me, the results are both significant and pretty much immediate. The biggest, most direct benefit, it's the sheer number of hours your team saves. I mean, just think about it for a second. If you save even 10 hours per wedding over busy season, that adds up to hundreds of hours. That is an incredibly valuable resource you can now reinvest right back into your business and, of course, into your team. And this is where that reinvestment really pays off. See, it's not just about saving time for the sake of it. It's about having more time to focus on enhancing the guest experience. Instead of chasing down paperwork, your team can now focus on those tiny little details that make a wedding truly unforgettable for your clients. And believe me, those benefits have a ripple effect. You're going to see fewer errors, a noticeable drop in stress for your coordinators, and a huge boost in your overall efficiency. It all leads to this amazing positive feedback loop. Happier staff deliver better service, which of course leads to happier clients. It just makes sense. So let's wrap this all up. What's the core idea you should take away from all this? Really, it's about a fundamental shift. A shift away from just working hard to truly working smart. Because at the end of the day, reducing all this admin, it is not about cutting corners. It's about working smarter. This is a strategic shift, one that elevates both the quality of your events and, just as importantly, the well-being of your team. When you centralize, automate, and clarify, you empower your team to deliver those absolutely seamless weddings that your clients are dreaming of. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Look at your own process right now. What is the very first, biggest, most time-wasting task that you could automate, starting today?